Alright, yo, welcome back to the second part of the new game casual guide. We're just gonna pick up right where we left off. We just came out of the castle. Gonna come up to this door here. You can hip fire this lock when you get close to it. I wouldn't like stop to try to aim at it though, because you're gonna lose time if you ADS. Well, I believe this part we're gonna cover the village 2 and we're gonna do Beneviento. We'll stop after Beneviento on this one. This. Here we're going to turn around. You're going to press F on the box and do the pause trick. On pause, grab the key. If you're on a slower PC, I would recommend pausing here for a second because this like, or maybe like up the stairs a little more right here, because this is like a loading spot, and if you try to use the key here and your game is still loading, you're going to get like a loading thing on the key item screen. So just pause there for a second to be safe before you try to use the key. Especially if you're on a slower PC. Here, we're gonna hit this lever. Reload your sniper at some point as well. We don't use it for a while, but we will need it to be loaded later. All these enemies here, we're just gonna run past. As long as you take a nice, clean, straight line right here, this guy should not ever mess with you. Those guys should never mess with you as long as you take a nice straight line. Here, we're just going to run up. We're going to get the Duke cutscene.
There you are. I had a feeling.
Okay, after you get this cutscene, you have two options. So after we do this cutscene, we're gonna turn right and we're gonna unlock the door that goes back down to the village. You can either stand at that door and see if you can get it to open quickly by standing on like the right side and mashing F. I'll try to show that. Or there's a chance that the door just opens really slow. If you don't want to have to worry about the door opening quickly, you can turn around and do the flask. So I'll try to do the door quickly first, which I can't get too often. I got it that time, but sometimes it'll creep open really slowly. So what you can do is run up, put the key in the door, run back here, and put in the flask while you wait for the door to open. This is what I do in my runs because I don't want to have to worry about the door fucking me if it opens slow. Skip that, turn around, and then the door will be open. That's what I would recommend, but it's up to you. Shoot this lock. I'm going to show two different ways to do this. So we need to break this lock right here that stops us from going into the red chimney house. So that we don't have to run all the way around and do the iron insignia door and stuff when we get over there. So you can either do it from here, which is how I do it. You can shoot it from right here. Or if you're having, I know some people have trouble seeing it because it is kind of hard to see and it's kind of hard to tell if you've broken it. So if you're having trouble seeing the lock from here, you can run down here to the fence, and there's a hole in the fence here you can shoot it through as well. It's just up to you. This way, shooting it up here is faster, obviously, because you don't have to like, path down there. But yeah, it's up to you. If you're having trouble seeing it, just go down there. It's only a few seconds of loss. Oh, I should also point out the hitbox on this gate right here is very broken. So like, pretty sure it's hitting the gate if I shoot right there, even though I'm shooting above it. So make sure if you're gonna shoot it from up here, you don't move down the path like this. Stay at the top of the path to shoot it, or else this gate hitbox is gonna block your shots. Now we're gonna go get the jack handle. I'm gonna pull my shot. You're gonna want to have your shotgun out here. Path through here. Make sure when you're running up to this door, you don't spam F because you'll pick up this thing and you don't want to do that. You'll get like the pickup animation. Come here, we're gonna pull this out of the way. This guy on the right here, we're just gonna run past. We'll deal with him after we get the jack handle. Here, I lied about having the shotgun out. I usually just quick ADS that, or you can just run up and hip fire like the other one. This is where you want to have your shotgun out. This code is 070408. I'll put it on screen as well. And this jack handle, we can also do the pause trick, but if you see the lock is still here, you have to pause after the lock disappears. So right there, we're gonna wait a second. Then we can grab the jack handle. Turn around, you're gonna shoot that guy. If you don't shoot that guy, you're gonna get grabbed or hit or something. So just hip fire that guy. He's either gonna be in the doorway, right outside the doorway, or sometimes he'll be like in this gate. But either way, just shoot him one time. And then again, you're only gonna wanna load one shotgun shell back into your shotgun. Come here, run past these guys, do the jack handle, and just crouch here and wait. These guys shouldn't mess with you ever. As long as if you misuse the jack handle, let's say you click on the family photo on accident, then you're probably gonna have to shoot that guy, the close guy, to not get hit. Here, I like to have my shotgun out because usually you can run past these two guys. Sometimes this guy on the ground here will decide to troll you for some reason. I don't know what causes it, but he'll aggro really early and he'll try to grab you. And if that happens, you're gonna need to shoot him with the shotgun. Here, hop through the window. We need to grab this pipe bomb. This door is open because we shot the lock off of it earlier. Make sure you grab the pipe bomb off the table in there. It's very important. Come here. The way we do this is you're going to come to about right here. You're going to be facing where the door is. So straight here. Drop off the side and spam F and you'll unlock the door as you're falling. This guy behind me, we're just going to completely ignore. Don't even have to worry about him. Just going to grab the key. And run out. And then we get to the treasure map. Now, the way that the treasure map works is interesting. I already loaded it on my game right now. The way that this treasure map works, if you've played this game before, you know right here the Duke is going to show you a treasure map. If you have looked at the treasure map in the same session before, it's like cached in your game and it will let you skip it immediately. So what you would need to do, do a run up to this point here. I'll show exactly where it's at. You're going to want to do a run up to this point after you get the key out of the chimney house. Everything I just did, you're going to want to come here and make a save at this typewriter. I already have one, so I'm not going to make another one. And before you start doing runs, every time you open your game, it lasts until you close your game. But every time you open your game, you need to come load this save and come to the Duke up here and activate this cutscene. Like I said, right now it's going to let me skip it because I already activated it once earlier.
How was it?
Yep, and then you just spam right click. As long as you've preloaded the map before, you should be able to skip it instantly. I have a separate video of that on my channel that I think explains it a little better. If you're still not understanding the treasure map. Come up here. This is just a lot of walking from point A to point B. Make sure you're taking clean lines, not bumping into any of this stuff. I meant to know earlier, I also don't have the live split timer on the on screen anymore because the only time that I really needed it was the Lycan attack in the beginning. I don't think we're gonna need it to explain anything else here. So I just went and got rid of it.
Mia? What's going on?
Your timer, if you're using the loader river timer, will actually pause on that little like cutscene with Mia there. It's kind of nice. This is a random little note, but this thing has like the hitbox in this can like block you a bit here, so just make sure you stay to the right of that a little bit, the right side of the bush.
Everyone leaves me.
Holding W. Once you get to like this rebel right here, you usually walk a little bit faster. Go left of this. I don't know why I see some people go right around that. Definitely slower than going left. Left is like a straight line. Do this. Use the family photo here.
What's going on?
Okay, so these buttons in the Beneviento elevators are so scuffed. You kind of have to be standing. Like right now, I can't activate this. They have really messed up like interaction boxes. You kind of have to be like in front of it or on like the other side of it. I don't know. It's really weird. I usually walk like deep into it like this and then turn to it. These things can kind of troll you though, if you're trying to go fast. Okay, this is the first time I do load, like pause load buffering in the run. Other than earlier when we grabbed the key, I mentioned it a little bit. But basically the elevators in this game serve as where you load. That's why when you're in the open world you don't see any loading screens. It's because the elevators are where it's loading. So if you're on a slower PC, you need to be doing this. Even if you're on a fast PC, I'm on a pretty decent PC and I still will lose time if I don't buffer these elevators. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to be just spamming pause. In this elevator, I know where to start spamming pause. It's when the light starts flickering. Right there. So then I'll start spamming pause. And if you just saw the text was like gray and I couldn't press anything, that's when it's loading. That's what you want to see. Doesn't seem like we're gonna get another one. This elevator is a little bit different. I don't know if this one matters when you're going up the pause buffer. I can't confirm that it does anything for your time. I usually do it anyways just to be safe, and I would recommend doing it as well. Right here, when we get out here, we have a checkpoint reload, like 2 steps out of here. So right when that pops up, I'm gonna pause and reload. This just puts us forward a few steps. It's not a huge one. It's maybe half a second of time save. Come up here, and here we're gonna have one of the new tricks that was actually just found like yesterday, as of when I'm recording this. Up to the door, let this animation play out. And then once we let this animation play out, we're gonna turn around. If you notice when you walk in here, you're really slow. Very, very slow. If you come here, open this door. You see where this line is where you start walking faster again and then slower? If you kind of like touch that line and then go back in, you see how fast I'm moving in here now? This saves, if you do this first try, so you don't have to like mess with it. If you get it first try like that, it saves about 5 seconds going to the elevator, because once you hit the elevator to go down, it resets and you'll be walking slow again. So yeah, I would recommend just practicing this a little bit. It's not hard though, like at all. You kind of just hit the line and then go back in. And the line is like, it's like right here on the door, like this middle like black line right there is about where the line is that it cuts off. It's pretty easy to do. Come here. And you just zoom through this house when you do this. It's kind of insane. Here, hit the elevator. This elevator button is also a little bit scuffed. That's the way I usually do it. You're gonna have to, I don't know. I see some people like walk backwards into the elevator to press it. It's up to you. It's just a little bit hard to press sometimes though. Beneviento is pretty straightforward. There's only one real, like, difficult trick here, which is baby skip, which is not difficult once you get the hang of it, but I know a lot of people struggle with it when they're new. Interact with this. But the rest of it is really straightforward. You can lose time in really dumb ways in Beneviento though. It's pretty unfortunate. On casual, it's probably the worst part of the run. Like you can just kill runs here. As soon as this ends, we're gonna walk forward and right. Come here. Look back, and we're gonna grab the key. The only item you have to grab out of the doll on the speedrun is this winding key. After you grab this, gonna go around the table. We're gonna hit the lock here. The code for this is 052911. And I will put that on screen as well. Now we're going to grab the tweezers. There's 2 ways you can do this door. You can either look a little bit left here and hit F, which will push it open. Or you can go around right and push it open manually. I would recommend, it's faster to press F, but sometimes it bugs out and just won't open if you press F. It's up to you. Come here. And the pattern for this is, I'll try to put this on screen if I can find a picture of it, but it's 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 3, and then 4 to 5. So I'm gonna reload checkpoint and do that one more time. Instead of doing 4 to 3, we're actually gonna do 3 to 4 and then 4 to 5. I think that's the faster way. It takes less inputs. Again, I'll put it on screen if I can find a picture of the inputs. 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 3, 4 to 5. Or, sorry, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. This is really difficult to do fast. You can kill runs on this music box. Everyone struggles with this. Get the tweezers, turn right. If you hit play on the music box before it's actually lined up correctly, he'll just like stare at it and you'll lose like 8 seconds or 10 seconds. It's a little dumb. Okay, this is another troll part. There's just so many small things you can lose time on Beneviento. So if you come around here, you'll notice that there's this examine, which is the bandages. There's the left eye, and then there's the mouth. And you need the mouth, and it's in between these two other things. So if you just fly around this corner and press F, there's a chance you're just gonna like hit the eye, or you're gonna hit the examine on the bandages. If you hit the bandages, you lose like 10 seconds. If you hit the eye, you lose like 6 or 7 seconds. It's really dumb. I would recommend, if you're on a good run, just take your time and make sure you're examining the mouth. Like, don't rush it. I'll actually show what it looks like if you hit the bandages, because it's kind of ridiculous. He pretty much does what he just did right there when I canceled that. Do this. You just have to sit here and wait. It's like a 10-second time loss. Highly recommend, come around here, just make sure you're hitting the mouth. Just take your time. Take the extra half a second to make sure you're actually hitting the mouth. Get the film. Now we're going back to the theater room. Here. Be careful not to examine this paper. You can very easily accidentally. For some reason, I've even had it say examine on this and then it's pulled up the paper. So usually what I'll do to make sure I hit the film is come here and strafe this way and then kind of look right at the film thing. You're gonna put the film in, and the pattern for this that I use, there's 2 different ones. I don't even know the second one, but the one that I use is 1 to 4 and then 1 to 5. And that'll play it. On the 5 one, you can just hold your right key and it'll go over way faster. I wouldn't recommend doing that for the 1 to 4 though, because you'll overshoot it and you'll accidentally go to 5. I'll try to put a picture of the inputs of that on screen as well. It's a long cutscene thing. It's like 30 seconds or something. Come around here. Make sure you don't bump into this chair. You can kind of get stuck on that a little bit. Here, we're going to grab the scissors. Use it on the bandages. This crouch spot right here. Sorry if you can hear the background noise. This crouch spot right here is really buggy. If I just hold shift out of this. Okay, of course it let me do it that time. See if I can get it to bug out. Is it really going to work every time now? Yep, like that. If you see I'm like stuck, and that's a pretty big time loss. So what I'd recommend, is it working if I look right? Actually, it's working every time if I look right. If I look left, I get stuck. Okay, I guess I just figured this out. Make sure you look a little bit right here when you're holding shift, and I guess you don't get stuck. But yeah, don't look left. I guess you'll get stuck like this. It's really annoying. Or if you want to be 100% safe, just wait a little bit before you start sprinting. Ignore the phone. Spam F coming up to this door to unlock it. Hit this. Make sure you're looking here, because you have to be looking here, I'm pretty sure, to trigger her to walk away so that the door will open. Come here. Again, make sure you don't press F on these things. Make sure you hit the bandages here. Gonna get the medallion. Gonna go over here. We're going down to get the breaker box key now. So you're gonna put the medallion in. You're gonna hit this one. You're gonna do left twice towards the 3 closed eyes. You're gonna look up here. You're gonna do this one right once towards that bird. So this input is 2 left. That one's 1 right. Pretty simple. That door is not difficult at all. Come up here. There's some weird stuff that can happen here. Let me see if I can get it to happen. It's like a small thing. It's not a big deal. But if you like come at this the wrong way, yeah, you'll get like weird memes on this staircase. So make sure you come at it and you just go straight for the ladder. Once we hit the bottom of this, we're just gonna whip around and start spamming F. And then flick back to the ladder. Here, there's like two things that can happen. If you just hold W at this, you're gonna get this drop down animation, which is slow. Don't want the drop down animation. If you strafe off the side, oh, it's doing it to me every time now. Yeah, like that. Kind of strafe off like the lower side, and you won't get that drop down animation. I've not even heard these baby sounds before, because I've never sat down here for this long. Come here. There's going to be an audio cue here you need to listen for. Once you hear the audio cue is when the baby spawned and when you're going to turn around. If you try to turn around quickly and you're close to this wall and you turn right to turn around, you're going to hit the wall for a second and it's going to kill your momentum like that. Like it just stops me from moving for a second. If you do left here, you won't hit the wall. If you want to turn right, you just need to make sure that you're a little bit away from the wall so that you don't get stopped. Running down this hallway right here is where you're going to get the audio cue. I'll stop talking for a second so you can hear it. And it's like the baby growling. Once the baby growls, he spawned, and then that's going to make this door back here unlock. That's why we never need to get the silver key. The only reason you use the silver key in the casual playthrough is to find out what the code is on the door, which we don't need to figure out, obviously. So just follow this pathing here. This breaker box, you can interact with it from so far away. Like way far back. And also the child relief you can grab from far away. So don't walk up like right next to it. You can save like a second and a half maybe. Come here. As long as you're fast here, I'm going to pause to explain this because if I stop moving, I'm going to get griefed. But as long as you're fast getting the child relief out of the breaker box, you should be able to get back to this door before the baby makes it back to it. Hopefully I didn't get griefed right there because I accidentally stood up. Spam this. Make sure you shimmy into the door here. And you should be fine. As long as you didn't take like forever to get the breaker box key, you should be able to get back to the door in time. Okay, grab the fuse. When you grab the fuse, you're going to want to do like a 180, and then you're going to have to get the timing for it, but basically you 180, walk forward a little bit, and then turn left. And you'll be about like right here when the light turns back on. That could save you a bit of time as long as you know the rhythm. Come here, and here's one of the harder tricks to learn when you're new to the run. I'm going to try to put some pictures up on screen. I'm going to show you what it looks like first, and then I'm going to try to put some pictures up on screen. And that show you like when the timing is. So you're going to come out here. You're going to activate his spawn. Come back. I don't think you have to open the door, but I do it just in case. And basically, the way that I line this up, I know people have different lineups for it. But I line up right here, if you can see in between the chair and this like tear in the wallpaper. I line up in the middle of the chair and the tear in the wallpaper. So like right there, and then look towards him. And yeah, I'm going to put pictures on screen because it's easier to show when I'm not paused. Actually, I can use this actually. So right here, you're going to want to switch to 30 FPS if you're on PC. If you're on console, you can do this on 60. You might get stuck on him a little more, but you can definitely do it on 60. So, right here, this foot, when he's right here on the stairs, when he lifts a little bit after he lifts this foot, I'm just going to hold shift and W. Nothing else, just shift and W, and I'm going to run past him. If you do it too early, you're going to get eaten. If you do it too late, I think you're going to get eaten as well. I'm not sure. I haven't done it too late before. The timing on it isn't that strict, but it definitely is a timing thing. So I'll show what it looks like. And then I'll put a picture on screen of when I'm actually like aiming to start holding shift and W. Like that. And then after I run by him, I'll switch back to 120. You don't want to be on 30. I'll show it one more time as well. This trick is going to take some practice. It's definitely going to take some practice. Okay, the checkpoint puts you in like a different spot. Interesting. Come here. Go here. Line up in between the rip and the chair. Once he gets about here, you can switch to 30 FPS whenever. I just do it as late as possible because being on 30 will lose you time. After he lifts the foot, hold shift and W. Switch back to 120 after you pass him. We used to have way more scuffed methods of doing that. That one that we do now is faster and it's like, it's really safe. I don't think I've ever messed up that one before. As long as you switch to 30 or again 60 you can do as well, then you'll be fine. So we're gonna come back here, do the fuse. If you reload the baby checkpoint at all, like I did, that's why I hesitated to use the fuse, because sometimes the fuse will be on the bottom of the list. We'll switch the order for some reason. Again, this button's a little weird to press. That's the way I do it though, just kind of strafe into it. And that was the bottom part of Beneviento. The second part up here is just completely RNG, unfortunately. So you have to stab her with the scissors 3 times. The first time, she's always going to be in the same place. The second time and the third time, she's going to be in one of 2 different places. And if you get the best RNG, the difference between the best RNG and the worst RNG is about 8 seconds. It's a little bit dumb. Do this. Once I skip this cutscene, I'm going to go left around the table. Like I said, this spawn is always exactly the same. The spawn does not change. So you're always going to come up the stairs. Go here. The animation finishes, try to turn around. Sometimes the turnaround will bug out like that. Right there, if you try to turn around too fast. It's not a big deal though. From here. So she's gonna spawn in one of 2 places here. She's either gonna spawn here, this is the good spawn. You want this spawn. If she doesn't spawn there, she's gonna spawn here. This is the bad one. You don't want this one. If you get this one fucking sucks because you can't tell where she's going on her 3rd spawn. On the spawn that I have here, I'll show, but you can actually hear where she's gonna go. If you get this one, you're completely blind to the next spawn, which is unfortunate. So, if you get this one, this is what you want. I'll stop talking for a second so you can listen. So we got the 3rd bad spawn, and the way I know that is because I did not hear her in my right ear. If you hear her at the end of that voice line where she says you do this to Rose too, if she goes to the 2nd good spawn, the 3rd good spawn, you will hear her in your right ear for a second. But this is the bad spawn because I only heard her in my left ear for the entire voice line. That is the other good spawn, and I'll do a reset to try to show her spawning there. And this is the last spot. This is the bad spawn that you don't want. I'm gonna try to show all the spawns. Is there a map here I can look as well? Okay, there is. I'll actually put a picture on screen with this map with all the spawns as well. Again, this one's the same every time. I want to be able to show what it sounds like if you get good double RNG, both of the good spawns with it on the right ear, the sound on your right ear. If you're not playing with headphones or something, so if you get you're not able to like tell where she's going on the last spawn. It's not a huge deal, just kind of path towards the middle of the living room. And just look at the good spawn, and if she's not there, go to the bad spawn. I'll show what that looks like here. See, so she's not in the good spawn. So this time we got the bad spawn, the bad first spawn, which is here. And this shit's trash because you can't tell where she's going. So I actually have to path to the middle here because I can't tell where she's going. So I'm going to path this way. I'm going to go here and I'm going to look right. And she's not there. She would be on the ground right there if she got the second good spawn. Again, we got the shitty bads, the shitty third spawn, which is here. And I'll do this one more time. I don't want to spend forever on this because it's literally just RNG. But you can save time depending on how you path for the spawns and stuff, so it's worth going over a few times. Hopefully I'm not spending too long on this. I just feel like I want to make sure I cover the way the spawns work. And like the pathing. Based on if you can hear her or not. So hopefully I got the good first spawn here. I did not. Again, she's not there. We come here. And now we're blind again. Blind going into the last spawn. So again, we're just gonna path here. Is she not gonna give me the... Oh, she did. Okay. So yeah, once you get about here, if you look over as you're walking towards this way, if you see her here, come here, and this is the good last spawn. I wanted to be able to show the way that it sounds if you get a good third spawn and a good second spawn. But basically, you'll just hear her in your ear. On your right side for a second. Skip this cutscene. The way that I turn this key is down and then to the left a little bit. And that'll let you examine it every time. Down and to the left a little bit. And it's consistent. Get this. Grab the flask first so the door can start opening. And then turn around and grab Angie. Make sure you grab Angie. When I was first switching to new game, I forgot to grab Angie a few runs, and your run is just dead if you do, because you need the money from it. Come here. This, again, you have to be able to... I just kind of strafe around into it, and then start spamming to hit this button. And then, just start spamming pause while the elevator goes down. To try to hit the pause buffers. Big load there, as you see. Again, I cannot confirm that it does anything on this elevator. I know it does some stuff on the Morel elevator, the Giant's Chalice elevator, and the Tank elevator. But I just do it on all of them to be safe. Come out here, follow this line. Here, we're going to be grabbing a mine out of this house. So you're going to want to have your pistol out here. The way that you're going to do this, I don't want to reload the checkpoint here because I'm going to have to walk from like way far back. But this door, pretty much, if you walk too deep into this house, the door is going to close behind you. And you're going to have to wait for the door to close completely before you can open it again. It's a decent time loss, so you're going to want to make sure you grab the mine from like max distance pretty much. So you're going to come in here. I'm gonna shoot the box, grab the mine, and then turn around. Again, or not again, but yeah, you run left past this guy and then right past this guy. This guy should never block you if you run right. You don't even have to FPS swap for it or anything. Why do I have so much shotgun ammo right now? I feel like I have a ton of shotgun ammo. Here, there's gonna be a guy that drops here. You can just run through him. We're gonna shoot this bird cage here because it has 3,000 in it. This will always have 3,000 in it. This guy, you can either try to if you're on console. I don't know if you can run past him on 60. Let's try actually. Normally on PC you're gonna want to switch to 30 FPS here and run on his right side. You'll get past instantly. I'm gonna try 60. Okay. So if you're on console, maybe try what I just did. Try to like go right and then go left. Because it doesn't seem making this team I can go past easily on 60. But if you're on PC, go to 30 FPS and run on his right, and you'll get past every time. And then after you pass him, switch back to 120. So we're gonna cover this Duke stop, and then this will be the end of this part. You're gonna come here. This is our first Duke stop we're doing in the run. So on this Duke, when you open him, you're gonna go to the sell thing. You're gonna sell the Lady D crystal and Angie. And oh, that's all I'm chipping. I'm used to, I've been playing any percent, I'm used to that, sorry. But yeah, just the Lady D crystal and Angie. You're gonna go here. You're gonna upgrade your shotgun 1 time. You're gonna upgrade your sniper 2 times. Just the power. That's all you're doing. One shotgun power and 2 sniper power. You're gonna go to supplies. You're gonna buy the pipe bomb recipe. You're gonna buy 2 pipe bombs, 2 mines, and then like as much shotgun ammo as you want. I have a lot of shotgun ammo right now. I would try to have 20 shotgun ammo in reserve after buying this. So I had 15. Now after buying that, I have 20. I wouldn't try to have too much more than this. You don't need more than this. And I guess that's gonna be the end of this part. We'll start here and then we'll do Moreau. I think we're gonna do Moreau and Stronghold in the next part. So yeah. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments or join up the Village Speedrunning Discord. You can message me on Discord from there or ask in the Discord. There's a lot of helpful people in there. Alright, peace.